Welcome back to the Grit Culture. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Irv Gotti on Drink Champs. And, every time he's on there, it is always extremely colorful. A lot of just crazy shit that just comes out of this dude's mouth, man. You had the whole Ashanti thing last time where he was clearly bitter. Clearly bitter about the breakup or whatnot. It just, you could just see the anger. He says he wasn't bitter, doesn't talk about it before, but there was some type of, there was bitterness when the name was brought up. Maybe she doesn't come up in conversation, but at that particular time, there was a strong bitterness that came over him, and yeah, you could tell he was hurt. But this time, they didn't speak on that too much. But one of the main things that caught my eye was, and a few other people's eyes, was Irv Gotti's comments about Nas. Now, if you know, Nas was supposed to, if I remember right, he was rolling with him for a while. I remember they had that song, The Pledge, had the Tupac sample and everything on there, and it was a good song. It was with Ja Rule and Ashanti, and I remember I thought he was supposed to, sign with him, and of course that made things funny between him and Jay-Z because Irv Gotti was, they had the whole thing. He was rolling with Jay-Z, and I remember they had the whole DMX, Jay. They were all supposed to be together, and they were supposed to be the original Murder Inc., but it wasn't gonna work. Those guys really didn't fuck with each other. It wasn't an organic type of thing. They didn't even come from the same hoods or anything like that. So, eventually he made Murder Inc. the label, right? But Irv Gotti is recounting a story between him and Nas and Ja on a tour bus. He's talking about that they were X'd out on ecstasy and everything, and he says they have a show in Baltimore, and he believes that it would be a great idea for them to roll through the hood on 3 tour buses with Rolls Royces, and I believe it said Rolls Royces and Bentleys, roll through Baltimore eating chicken. And the hood's gonna love that. And Nas questions is and asks, well, shit, what if we get killed? And his response is, we'll go out as martyrs. How stupid, man. I talked about that mindset, a lot of the mindset that came following Tupac. A lot of dudes wanted to be Tupac. A lot of people accused Ja Rule of trying to be Tupac. Now, he didn't like that people looked at him that way, but they accused Ja Rule of trying to be Tupac. But after Pac and Biggie, it seemed like a lot of dudes just, they viewed it in that way. They viewed stuff in that way, that they'll be looked at, live forever. They'll become a martyr because they get killed or whatnot. Like, no. You look stupid. I mean, stuff happens. Anything can happen where, anybody can lose their life, but to put yourself in a situation to where, Irv Gotti talking about, we got 50 goons, so if anything goes down, it pop off. I mean, you putting yourself into even if you don't die or anything like that happens, you're putting yourself into a situation to where some bullshit could go down and could come back on you and mess up your money. That is so fucking stupid, and it's crazy that as a over 50-year-old man, who's had the success, enjoyed the success that he's seen, he's just so out of his mind that he can't even look back and say, hey, maybe I was stupid. But that goes to show you with a lot of the other ways he's thinking, the way he's talking still as a 50-year-old man, that the dude hasn't grown up. We all do stupid stuff when we were younger, but you have to have some wisdom to go and look back and say, yo, I was a dumb little nigga. You're putting your team in jeopardy, even if nothing happens to you. And then, like, what's the point of going to the hood? And it's like dangling fresh meat in front of, in front of a pack of hyenas or something. I'm not calling them hyenas. I'm just, not calling the people of Baltimore hyenas. I'm just talking about, metaphorically. That's what you're doing. There's folks out there starving. You coming out there flashing in front of them. You're not giving back. You talking about, oh, it's never been done before. Man, there's plenty of rappers. What you going around there to these places, man, and you ain't got no business there. But there's been plenty of stories, rappers, man. You ain't the first rapper to bounce out in the hood and be with the folks. There's plenty of stories of DMX doing it. There's plenty of rappers that do that. And usually they got business and they mingling with the people, not going around. People that could pull up with Rolls Royces and stuff. You've seen rappers pull up Dolo. But I mean, that's because they want to. But thinking, trying to use it as a ploy, man, you sound like one of them cats you be calling culture vultures and stuff. Sounds stupid, man. And you call us Nas scary because he has something to lose, and it's, both of y'all come from that fucking environment. But Nas has been ingrained into that. He knows what comes with it. But that comes with insecure dudes trying to prove a fucking point. I'm not going to get on Ja Rule's a cool dude. I'm not going to get on him, but he said Ja Rule was with it. But this is all Irv. Irv said that, when he was talking about Jay-Z, said Jay-Z's his own man. And he can do stuff on his own. He doesn't need a Dame Dash and stuff like that. Whereas Irv said Ja Rule needs somebody like me. So you see that dynamic? Ja Rule was following Irv. It was Irv's bullshit. Y'all don't come from y'all. That's not your lifestyle. As much as you want to be Gotti and want to be a gangster, nobody's ever solidified. You said you was even involved in some street stuff, and you seem to have a problem anytime they bring up your DJ past. Just because you were smart enough to not get engaged and do something different to advance your life, it doesn't make you a punk. It doesn't make you, I don't know what's with these dudes and this mindset. It's like the ESTG and him on the podcast getting mad at, what's the white guy's name? I forget his name, the DJ, but the show, he walks out because he gets brought up about gets passed about his football career, gets brought up, and just asking him, what was it like, and he don't want to talk about them because he want to keep the persona of, being a straight up gangster and stuff like that. It don't take away. If you got stories, maybe you decided you didn't want to play football. Like, this dumb, but maybe you got kicked out for doing whatever you did, but you went to the streets and got engaged in whatever you got engaged with. Or somebody came up against you and you stood on your business. You ain't taking no mess from nobody. You could be a fucking 9-to-5 person your whole life, but you don't take no mess from nobody. But you worried about the perception of a bunch of dumbasses out here who think that you have to be you have to be engaged with the bullshit to be looked at as tough. There's a lot of cats who's in it who ain't tough. And they get picked off. They get, they become food, or they get taken off the streets by the cops and they start ratting on everybody because they weak-willed. But you were never a part of that. But you got around Supreme. Irv Gotti got around Supreme and all of that, and you know, thought he, you know, call himself murder, and all of that stuff. That was the Supreme team. That's what they were involved in. 50 Cent on the other side, 50 Cent don't got to talk about his life. His hood, even the people that don't like him, his hood vouches for him. His hood vouches for him. You can see pictures. See, he was involved in the drug game at a young age. He was involved in the street shit, the gangster stuff. His hood vouches for him. And that's not, like I'm saying, the street stuff, it's not nothing to be glorified. But man, just stand on your two as a man. Nas was a smart dude. And he knew this was bullshit. And he was smart not messing with y'all. And it screwed y'all up because y'all messing with him. But you still, you know, with Jay-Z and everything. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. That's the politics of the business or whatnot. But yeah, he was smart not to mess with y'all because y'all gonna screw it up. And eventually it came to that. And they came and took down the record label along with, you know, all the perception that y'all had on y'all. Murder Inc. was dope. But because of the perception, because of the 50 Cent wave and everything like that, and then your ability to not be able to fight back, it hurt y'all. And y'all got, you know, locked in with Supreme Team that was, you know, y'all know that story. They was heavily involved. You beat the Fed case. You beat the Fed case, but it was never about you because you weren't involved in nothing. They were just linking you with it because the money was going through. They were using you to get to Preem. You wasn't involved in nothing, so you wasn't going to get caught. Your brother Chris was the street dude. You was the DJ. If you stand on business as a man, stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Just because you weren't involved in any of that type of stuff doesn't make you any less tougher. That's simple. And that's the youth, any other man, anything. You ain't got to prove yourself. Live your life. Do what you do. You can be a nerd or whatever, man. Do what you do. Do what you do, but stand on your business. Understand, as men, we got to produce out here. We got to produce out here. We got to build. But stand on your business and, you know, that's simple. I ain't got nothing else to say. It's just got to address this bullshit. This is silly, man. A 50-year-old man talking like this, but not surprised. I'll holler at y'all later.